Hey friends, how was your week? Welcome. This video today is gonna be um, about how grief doesn't. We can't hurry through our grief, right? Yet there are things that we can do or do that slow us down. It slows the emotional process down, and I speak from personal experience. And so I was taking some notes this morning, and I have 9 ways that sometimes we slow our process down, and from my own experience and from clients, etc. The first one is trying to get over it too quickly, and of course, this leads to unresolved pain and unresolved emotions for it to pop up later in life. You know where I'm seeing this common right now is trying to get it through it too quickly is I have a lot of young adults going through grief and trauma right now, and their parents are hurrying them along, and that's for a lot of different reasons. Oftentimes parents are uncomfortable with their kids pain and discomfort, and so they'd like it to hurry along. And then there's also the part that we live in a grief illiterate society, and so the parents they just might not know about the process. Anyway, number 2 is avoiding feelings instead of tolerating them. So one of my things that I coach on a lot, and I do my breathwork class on, and is we have no choice but to tolerate our emotions. I'm not even asking you to find peace or calm in times like this, but we have to tolerate them. We have to widen our window of tolerance. And in early grief, it's going to be super narrow. I get it. So just we just have to get through that, and then slowly we can widen our tolerance. And because we know there's how many ways to numb our feelings, and how we all do it in some degree, and but grief is unique, and we have to sit with it and tolerate that all that comes with it. Comparing your grief to others is number 3, and oh boy, what I see when I speak with people who are comparing this or they're doing that, and I'm not there yet, and it just puts a lot of pressure on yourself, and that's not good for our nervous system. And our nervous system is jacked up as it is going through this, so comparing is tricky, and everybody is so unique, and every situation is so unique. And so everybody grieves differently. Number 4, isolating yourself. I mean, raise your hand. I did that for a very long time, a couple of years, I think. So it was too easy for me to retreat. To stay in the house and use the kids as an excuse. I need to be here, or whatever it is. I also, again, having this such a complicated emotional process, I was one of those people that I was raised a little too emotional for my parents, so it's kind of like, go figure that on your own. So I was conditioned to go to my room and figure it out on my own. So that didn't help me in the beginning of my grief, because I was like, well, this is what I got to do. I got to figure it out on my own. It didn't serve me. So whether it's talk therapy, that didn't really work very well for me. I've tried a lot, hypnotherapy, all the things, that's for another video, but a supportive friend, family member, and even if you don't want to talk, just being with people. Number 5, expecting grief to be linear. Before my kiddo passed away, I didn't know much about grief, quite honestly. And I could probably name the stages, but I didn't really understand. But when I had to go through my tragedy, I still didn't think I was going to be going one for the other. I see other people's, their systems and their brains and their processing kind of wants to put everything like, I'm in this stage right now, right? And then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here. And slowly we learn that it's a mess, and it doesn't work like that. Number 6, feeling guilty for moments of joy. I hear about this a lot. And any laughter or happiness might mean, or I hear that makes them feel like they have forgotten their person, or they are going to forget their person. And our nervous system, and if you're in early grief, you can ignore what I'm about to say, but our nervous system needs those droplets of laughter and happiness, and then actually as it grows, we need the joy. So, but wherever you are in your timeline, be patient. It's coming. Number 7, feeling like you have to be strong for others. So this one's interesting, and I wrote this down because, and I'm not throwing shade at my husband, but because of my husband, we've talked about it a lot. We've worked through just a lot through in the last 4.5 years, but he felt particularly like he felt pressure to keep it together. I was an emotional mess. The kids were emotional messes. I wasn't working, and he was like, "Oh, I gotta keep working. I gotta keep the train on the tracks. I gotta." So and in his past lives, like he was raised and conditioned, and vulnerability wasn't a sign of strength. It was actually the opposite. So he just felt, I have to keep it together. Well, now we've learned, and we've been through this, and he models. In his way, he models his honest grief, and it's deepened our connections with everybody. And number 8, not seeking help when you need it. Did that too. So it's overwhelming. Grief is overwhelming. It's kind of like, how am I going to explain how I feel? Even to this day, somebody says, "How are you?" I don't. It's hard to answer authentically, and to try to explain or start from the beginning, it's all overwhelming. But getting extra support is really impactful. I personally started my first reach out, my first the way of getting support was meeting other people who had lost a kiddo. I just felt like I needed that. I needed to hear, like, am I going to live through this type thing? So, and then I tried talk therapy, and like I tried all these different things. Number 9, thinking that healing means forgetting. And, this one's really powerful, and I hear about it a lot, and I really do feel that sometimes. Here's where I'm going to leave it, is that healing, and there's no end to healing, right? And there's no end to grief, because grief is love. And so it's this slow process of learning to remember with more love than pain. And if you're in the beginning and you're in early grief, the suffering is horrible. And I still have moments of suffering, and I try to shift it into pain, and then I shift it into love. So it's ongoing, my friends. So these are 9 ways that I myself, and then my clients on some of them, have actively slowed our process down. So reach out, share with me if any of this lands, or if you have questions, or if you've can relate to any of these. I do talk all on and off all day on Instagram with some of you, and it's so meaningful. I value the connection, and I really truly honor the vulnerability. So, all right, be sure to comment and like and subscribe and all the things. And until next time, take good care.